Hello, good morning. Happy Friday. This is Kelly from Kelly's Coffee and Crime Chat. So sorry I did not get this one up for early access. I have been wanting to do this case for a while, but I was waiting until sentencing and the court and all that got done, and I decided to go ahead and do it. This time I've been having trouble with my writing because I am getting carpal tunnel really bad in my hands. So I'm so sorry I did not get this up for early access for my Patreon and Spotify premium members. But this is the story of Chad Doerman, and I'm pretty sure you've heard of this because it's recent. I'm drinking Java Mama Herman's Monster Mash. It is so good. It's dark chocolate with the sweetness of coconut. And it's not like a coconut like you're on an island. It's more of just a sweetness to the dark chocolate. And I've got it right here, so I'm going to probably be drinking it as I'm talking. I'm so sorry. Because I do like to have my coffee as I'm telling my true crime stories. Sources for this one are WCPO.com, Fox19.com, and the Cincinnati Enquirer, and I forgot the website for that. I had it on here, but and Wikipedia.com or .org. Sorry. This happened last year in Monroe Township, Ohio. It's down, where Cincinnati, if you look at the map, it's like southwest a little bit. This is one case that has baffled me and still does. And I'm sure it makes no sense, put it that way. But Chad Doerman was 32 at this time. He's 33 now. But he was married. And I know I wrote the mother's name down here, didn't I? Maybe I didn't write the mother's name. I have a photo of her, but for some reason, I don't have the mother's name. Now, maybe I'll run across it. But anyway, Chad, Laura, I got it right here, sorry. They were married. Chad worked as an insulator, and Laura was a stay-at-home mom. I'm not sure exactly what an insulator is. And I mean, but just by that word, I don't know. She had planned on homeschooling her kids. Now, she had a daughter already who was 14 and was big with softball, really big and very good softball player, and was an outstanding student. So she was 14, and they had 3 sons together. Clayton, who was 7 at this time, Hunter was 4, and Chase was 3. They were very active and loved baseball and fishing. Now, I'm gonna backtrack before this horrible murders and talk about what was going on leading up to this day. June 10th was a normal day. Chad and his sons had a boys' day, and Laura and her daughter had a girls' day. There was no indication of any trouble. Nothing. The next day, the next day was June 11th. Chad takes the boys fishing. Now, nothing really odd with this for him to take them fishing, and he just said something about Chad had a hard time sleeping around this time. Sorry, I'm moving stuff around. I hope it's not making any noise. I mean, a lot of noise. So he was talking about how his sleep was not, he was not able to sleep very well. So on June 12th, according to his co-workers, nothing seemed out of ordinary, but just about statements about his sleep were given. Now, I don't know. It's weird. It's like he was talking about he couldn't get any sleep, and I don't know exactly what was said. On June 13th, he had problems with his truck's headlights, so he had to fix them. And I don't know what that had to do with anything, except that he had to fix the headlights, and maybe that was bothering him. I don't know. But it's on here, so I thought I would just, mention it leading up to this. Okay, June 14th. He was getting ready to leave for work. This is the day before the murders. It's very odd for him. Before he left for work, he woke up his stepdaughter. And he leaves like between 5 and 6 a.m. So it's like, I don't understand. But anyway, he woke her up. He apologized for anything that he had done to her. And, but his coworkers said they never saw anything unusual about him. There was nothing out of the ordinary with him that day. Now, after work, he went to coach his son's baseball game. The parents of the other boys that was in the baseball game said that he seemed kind of distracted, but nothing strange. And he basically was saying that he had trouble sleeping. Now, the day of the murders, I don't know if I got the actual time this happened, but Lindale Road is where they lived. Laurel Lindale Road. And on his way to work, Chad listened to a song, Happy in Hell. I did not write down the lyrics, but I kind of ran through them. It talks about why won't she leave? It sounds to me like it talks about a girlfriend or somebody that the singer is with, that he's unhappy with her. That's what this song says. It's called Happy in Hell. I've never heard it. I don't know what it is. I don't know. You can always look up the lyrics to it, or I can post it, a link to it, if I can find exactly where it is. But I did not I don't know who sings it. But that day he ended up going to a little clinic, which I had no idea that Kroger grocery stores have a clinic inside their pharmacies. I don't know if they all do, because we got quite a few Krogers around here. And they have a clinic if you need medical help or medical health. If you have, it almost sounds to me like a prompt care, but I'm not positive if that's what it is. But he went there that day, but he didn't see anybody. He was, the surveillance cameras had him on camera that he went to the little clinic inside Kroger, but he didn't see anybody. Which I don't know why he went. I don't know if he was having problems. I think he was having confusing thoughts or confusing feelings, I think is what it was. He had told his mom this, and he came home early from work that day, and this was after he left Kroger, which is not normal for him. He took a 16-ounce Bud Light and went out to the shed to do yard work. Now, Laura and the kids were not home yet. They were out running errands. When they got home, the boys ran up, excited to see their dad in the yard. And Laura went in and started making lunch. When, this is another thing, after she was making lunch and then he came in, Chad told her, "This will be my last good meal." Well, she kind of worried that he was going to kill himself. For him to say that. So Chad called his dad after this. And he said over the phone, which I don't know what all he said to his dad, but this one statement, he said, "Clayton is going to be the hardest one." Now, Clayton is the oldest boy. I don't know. I never heard what else, where that conversation went. Like, what else was said. I never found out. I didn't watch the entire court on YouTube, but I did watch some of it. So there's all kinds of court on there, footage on there. And he spent the rest of the day playing with the kids and doing yard work. And then he started reading the Bible to Hunter. And he started mumbling, "Chad knows what's right." So then he opens a gun safe in the master bedroom, and she told him, Laura said, "You're scaring me." He said, "I'm just playing." Okay, playing what? I mean, what is this? Is this a game? And that's what it sounds like. I mean, so he knew what he was going to do. And this was one of the reasons he wasn't getting any sleep, because he was trying to figure out how to kill his sons leading up to this. So around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they all went to lie down in the master bedroom. He said something about joining him for a nap. Or he was going to, I don't know exactly what he said. I just heard from the court documents that he wanted them to join him for a nap in the middle of the day at 4 o'clock. And it could be because he wasn't getting any sleep and that, he was tired. So, after laying down, Chad got out of bed and went for the .22 rifle in the safe. Laura was still worried that he was gonna kill himself. That's what you would think. They were begging him to put the gun down because that's what they were afraid he was gonna do. And she said, "They all love him. We all love you." And then Laura tried to call 911. Chad took the phone out of her hands and said, "It's too late." He then lifted the rifle, pointed it at Hunter first, firing several times at the 4-year-old. Now, he was the middle child, 4, and the youngest was 3, Chase. So Laura screamed and told the kids to run. She's like, "Run." And she tried to help Hunter and then called 911. So she was trying to call 911. And Chad was, I don't know if he ran after the boys because the daughter, Laura's daughter, grabbed them and told them she told one of them to run. I think it was Clayton that got away. I don't know about names because I just saw online or on YouTube that one of the boys got loose and ran into a field that was by the house. So he's running into the field and Chad chases him, and in court they didn't say this, but I read that as he was running, he shot him and got him and then he fell. But in court, they said that he got him, dragged him back to the house, right in front of the yard, and executed him right there in front of everybody. That was written. That's what the judge said in court, that this little boy was getting away, and when he went after him, he got him and dragged him back in. I just cannot imagine. I cannot imagine this. That's a horror movie. That's just straight horror. That little boy is trying to get away, and then his dad catches him, drags him back. Oh, it's so sad. And Laura had Chase. I think it was Chase that she had, because he would have been the third one. And when he went to shoot Chase and shot her thumb off, because he told her to put him down, and somehow she went to grab the rifle. That's what it was. She went to grab the rifle and he shot her thumb off. I think it was part of her thumb. I don't know if it was a whole thumb or not. So, in the middle of all of this, the stepdaughter ran to the firehouse that was not far from where they lived. She ran down the road and told him, she said to the township fire department, that her stepdad was killing everybody. So, oh my gosh, this is just horrible. And while she's on the phone, Laura called 911. "My husband shot my baby," and that's what she said. And then the other kids could be heard screaming in the background. the daughter. And I'm thinking, and it's just horrible. Now, the boy's sister, the stepdaughter, she did pick up the last surviving brother, and that's when she ran with him to the nearby firehouse. Okay, I didn't realize that she had him with her. And then that's when Chad caught up with her and told her to put the boy down. That's what it was. So when she put the boy down, she begged him, do not shoot her. She thought he was going to shoot her. Well, that's what you would think. So she saw him shoot the boy, but the gun misfired. And then he ran back to his mother. And then the daughter kept running, and that's when she went to the fire station. And then Chad went to the last boy and shot him, and that's when the whole thing happened with the mother Laura trying to grab the rifle and shot her in the thumb. Oh my gosh. She's lucky she didn't get killed, really, in this whole thing. Then Chad picked all the boys up and laid their bodies next to each other in the yard. So, and he said right there, he said, tell him I did it. Like, I did it. Like, he wasn't going to run. And you can see this on video. The police have their body cams on when I don't know if you've seen the footage of this, where they arrest him. They grab him off of the porch. He's just sitting there on the porch. They grab him off the porch by the arm, get him down on his stomach, and they're just handcuffed. He goes, I did it. I'm sober. He says I'm sober. I don't know why he said that, but he said, I'm not going to hurt anybody. There was blood stains on the back of his shirt, and you can tell these officers were they were so mad at him, and you can tell because they were beeping out the officer's language while they were arresting him and getting him, or handcuffing him and getting him, walking him to the car, walking him back to the police car. I'm telling you, this footage is horrible. But I'm glad they got him. It's like, yes, get him down on the ground, pin him to the ground, handcuff him. But he had been in court for this, and I don't think... Now, one thing about this guy, there was no pushing back his court date or nothing. His court date was set, when I read the original document, was set for this summer of this year, and that's exactly when they had it, from June to August. Was when it happened. There was no pushing back the court date like a lot of these cases. So I'm glad that they got him. Well, he basically said he was not guilty by reason of insanity. Now, this is what the attorneys tried to do. So they had to put him through the court instead of just saying, yeah, I did it. I don't need to go to court, whatever. But they were trying to say he was guilty. I mean, if you did it, you told the police you did it, you were right there. Like, you don't care if you went to jail, you did it. So then you plead that you're temporarily insane. But he knew what he was doing. And then he says to himself, he told his brother on a recorded jail phone call, they thought Hitler was a big dude. And then he says, I'm matching him. Okay, what was that? What? You're going to be bigger than Hitler by killing your boys. That was a stupid comment. So anyway, he pled not guilty by reason of insanity. But no, he was not insane because he knew what he was doing. He had planned this. They said he had planned it months before. It just doesn't make any sense. And like I said, when just the things that he said, I don't know exactly if they're going by he couldn't go to sleep because he was planning on killing his sons. Now, I'm thinking he must have said that. He must have told them that, because how would they know that, So that's another thing. It's just horrible. So he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Laura's statement in court, she put a statement in court here. That I'm going to read. I'm going to read some of it. The court records also show that Chad had one criminal offense from a domestic violence charge before this, and of course traffic violations. But the domestic abuse case was dropped. So I don't know, and it's weird. A neighbor saw the aftermath of the shooting and said that they witnessed Chad treating his family poorly and that he was angry every day. I also heard other witnesses say he was not a very nice man at all. He was just basically described as a jerk, and I mean, I could go on, but I don't really want to use the language that was that was told about him, but you can kind of get where I'm getting. I don't understand why the domestic abuse case though was dropped, because Chad's father was the victim. Okay, I didn't know this. Chad's father was a victim of his, and he was the victim. I thought it was like an ex-girlfriend or maybe a former wife or something. No, his father was a victim, and his father failed to appear in the case as a court. I don't know if it was a court. It doesn't say court, but he failed to appear that day. But isn't that strange? His father was the victim, so he must have hit him. I'm thinking he must have. I don't know what he did to him, but not unless the source I read is wrong. But that is what I read. So it's just strange to me why what that is. Okay, so anyway, I'd like to find out more about that. I should have probably looked before I got on here. So this case just really has me messed up. It really does. This whole case has me messed up, and I knew I was going to do it, but I wanted to do it after the whole thing was over, because I wanted to see him go down, and I wanted to talk about it. I didn't want to leave it up in the air, But so he was sentenced. You can see the sentencing on YouTube. He is just standing there, and there are tears falling out of his eyes. Why he did this, they still don't know. They still don't know why it was. I heard it was mainly because he was trying to upset his wife and get back at his wife for something I never found out why. I never found out what it was. I've heard people say that they quoted it, he hurt his boys to hurt their mom. Okay, that doesn't make any sense to me. If anybody else knows any more about this case or anything, you are welcome to email me. I will leave my emails, or my email and Instagram, Facebook, everything in the show notes. But this was a sad one. If you have any suggestions for me for any cases in the Midwest, please let me know. Or even outside the Midwest. I'm thinking about doing a little bit different for right around for Halloween, maybe like some ghost stories that were on record. If anybody has any of those, please suggest them to me, because I'm looking into doing those. I do have one in mind already. Some of these are pretty popular, but I still like to do them. I think they're good to do around the holidays. So, around Halloween. Sorry, but I'm sorry if I seemed really messed up during this recording, because Clayton, Chase, and Hunter did not deserve this. They just did not. I'm sorry. Okay. Back to, I'm just glad he's in jail. I'm glad he's in jail. So much that he's in prison, but he did not get the death penalty because they did some plea agreement, and I don't know. I don't understand. I didn't realize they still had the death penalty in Ohio, but they evidently they do. So why he wasn't put to death, I don't know. It has something to do with the plea agreement, and the mother agreed. Oh, wait a minute. I got to read her statement, don't I? I'm so sorry. Okay, here's her statement. Laura's statement. Remember them as 3 little boys who loved fishing, go-karting, and swimming. Remember them as the little boys who were always at the baseball fields or running around outside. Remember them as the boys who loved to have fun and were inseparable from one another. Their lives are not only about what happened to them. They are so much more than that. I love you, Clayton, Hunter, and Chase. And that was the end, the last part of her statement. So, I just don't know. I don't know where to go after that. So, he is in prison. No death penalty, but life in prison. He will not get out. So, I hope everybody, on a different note here, it is spooky season, so I've been watching some things that I've never seen. Has anybody seen the movie Us? That was a weird one. That is a weird one. It's a Jordan Peele movie, and I loved Get Out, the movie Get Out, but this one, I don't know, it's so weird. I don't know if I liked it or not. I wouldn't watch it again, put it that way. And then there's some other ones I watched that I would not watch again. I've never seen the Hellraiser movie, so I was like, I watched that. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I watched a couple other ones, and I'm like, okay, I'm not the Terrifier about the black and white clown, the clown that does his makeup in black and white. Pass on that one too. Unless you're really into gore, because there was no really plot to it. There's no plot to it. It's just, I'm like, I need story here, a backstory or something on this clown or something. I don't know. But I did start the show Wednesday on Netflix. It reminds me a little bit of Harry Potter, kind of, a tad like Harry Potter, because of the school. But, I started that. I think I got like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 episodes in. It's not bad. Not a bad show. I have not gone back to Monsters, the show about the Menendez brothers, the series. I watched a couple episodes. I need to go back to that. So I think I'm going to go back to these instead of watching all these movies I've never seen before. I just figured if I've never seen them, I may as well watch them. House of a Thousand Corpses was one of them. I'd say probably out of all of them, that one was probably... I wouldn't say it's good, but I don't know. I don't know how to rank these these movies that I saw. But I've been trying to get some spooky movies in. I'm off this week. I go back to work on Tuesday. Monday's a holiday, just to let everybody know that. So there's no mail, no packages, anything like that. I go back Tuesday, and then I've got another week off at the very end of Halloween, October. That is Halloween week. So I'm going to try to get maybe some ghost stories together if anybody's into that. Or if anybody knows, like I said, if you know of anything, let me know. Or even any spooky stories. I like it when other podcasts do those. When listeners send me their spooky stories, if anything had happened to them, and they just got out of almost... not getting killed. I don't want to say getting killed, but you know what I mean? They were almost in danger, but they were able to dodge it or something. Anything like that. I would love to read those on here. So I think that was about it. I don't think I've seen anything else. If anybody has any other suggestions for cases or anything like that, please let me know. And I just got Shudder, AMC Plus. That's why I was looking into all of these other movies I was watching. And Peacock has a lot of good ones on this month. They've got the Halloweens on, the newer Halloweens on. And so I've been watching Peacock and AMC Plus with Shudder. I got the free trial. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not. I might. It's actually pretty good. So that's all for today. Have a wonderful weekend. And... we're about over a week into October. So have a wonderful weekend, everybody. And if you're off for the holiday, a nice 3-day weekend. And I will see you next time.